Good morning, salt aficionados. Have we got a doozy for you today? We are in Poplar Branch, North Carolina. But that's not really how they say it around here, is it, Amy?
Hey y'all, welcome to Poplar Branch, North Carolina, home of Outer Banks sea salt. We're about 20 minutes away from the Atlantic Ocean. We haul buckets of water to our country home, boil it down, and make Outer Banks sea salt, put it in a jar, and bring it straight to you.
I am delighted to be here this morning with Amy Huggins, the owner of the Outer Banks Sea Salt Company. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
How are you? Now tell me, is it right that you moved to the Outer Banks in 1986 from Michigan?
It is.
It is. And you're surrounded by the Great Lakes, so you grew up on water?
Yes.
Okay. And since 2005, you've been the owner of a gourmet company?
That's right, Outer Banks Epicurean.
Outer Banks Epicurean. Tell me about that a little bit.
Well, in 2005, I started offering cooking classes to visitors who would come to the Outer Banks. Right now, we have about 7 million visitors annually. Okay. And I started having local chefs offer cooking classes up at the Sanderling Resort every Monday. After that, I started realizing that I could probably teach some classes too, and carried it on. I've developed a private chef business, and I do catering and cook for as many people as I can every year.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then in 2011, I think it was, you had a bit of an epiphany when it came to local products.
Well, Outer Banks sea salt, yes, actually it was in 2009 that we first started playing with it, but it was right about 2011 that it started to hit the market. So we launched in 2009 at holiday time, and we sold every little bit of sea salt that we had, which was really only, you know, maybe about 20 pounds at the time. I can't remember exactly how much, but it wasn't very much. And and then we've gone from there. Okay,
so tell me about your process. You go down to the beach and you know you have an ample supply of beautiful Atlantic sea salt, but what happens next?
Well, we pull the water, we try to go out past the breakers, we try to go on days that the water's clear and smooth, and that isn't always possible, but when we do, we get the clear water and we come back and we let it rest no matter what, whether it's a clear day or a rough day, because we always feel like there's just a little bit of settling that it can do. And then we put it in a pot, an aluminum pot, and we boil the water and it evaporates, and we are left with sea salt.
The thing is, I don't think people realise just how labour intensive. Am I right in saying that you bring in 10-gallon buckets, but a gallon only yields maybe 3 to 4 ounces of salt?
Right. So we have, you know, just the regular buckets that are 5-gallon buckets you get at your local hardware store, and we'll fill those up. So you see us coming off the beach 2 at a time.
So it's not high tech. I mean, it
is not high tech.
And there's a wasp. Okay, no, even the wasps like yourself.
Yeah, they do. This is a very natural process.
If people could see where we were, you know, we're out in the wilds here, and the Outer Banks are absolutely beautiful. So let's talk a little bit more about that process.
So we bring the buckets of water in, we let them sit, and then we pour off the clean water. We don't strain it at this point. We pour the clean water into aluminum pots. We started out with stainless and recognized how quickly they would rust, and so we've gone through processes. But really, we discovered that heritage methods of making salt.
Because salt has been made here in the Carolinas for hundreds of years, and I know that it was big, very important during the Civil War, your American Civil War. Not that I should know much about that as a Brit, but I kind of do. And I think I'm right in saying that you're the first salt to be produced commercially in the Carolinas since the end of the Civil War, and I find that absolutely fascinating. I really do, and thrilling.
Me too. Of course. That's my understanding too, and yeah, never imagined being in this place.
Right. Good.
But one of the things that I like to share about salt is that, and the kids really like, the pirate aspect of salt. Which so many people didn't realize was that the way the Outer Bankers really first got into making salt was the ships were bringing the salt up from the Caribbean islands. And the pirates realized it was a valuable commodity and were stealing the ships. And so we needed the salt to preserve the meats and the fish, and we didn't have it. So as politics were, and as they shall be, we sent a delegation to Raleigh, who sent a delegation to the new Congress in Philadelphia, and it's our understanding, because I think we share the love of research, that someone ran into Ben Franklin, who shared a book by his buddy Brownrigg about the art of making salt through culinary fire.
William Brownrigg, I think.
Yes, William Brownrigg, absolutely. So we've found that after we had done trial and error and recognized that it was the exact same way through trial and error we were creating our salt.
The traditional methods are the ones that work best. That is why they are traditional. You know, there's so many people trying to cut corners in any industry nowadays, and they always end up going back to traditional methods, and they are the best. They are what works and makes a more natural product.
Yeah, seems to be.
Really cool. What we at Salts of the Earth particularly like about your salt, Amy, is the look on people's faces when they try it. It is the only sampler that we do that isn't labelled. And we say to people, well, you know, are you familiar with the Carolinas? Did you grow up here? And when they try the salt, and guys at home, if you're watching this video, you really should try this fantastic salt, is the look on their faces. There is an immediate recognition. It tastes like the beach. It takes people back instantly to memories of childhood, of being on a hot summer's day, of wanting to get in the water, rushing in, getting hit by a wave, and having that beautiful, natural, briny taste in their mouth. So that's what I really like. And you telling me earlier off camera just how much that inspires you to keep going with what you're doing.
100%. Yeah. That's the passion, is seeing the look on people's face and having them ask for it. And that's, I mean, the salt has grown organically just by word of mouth and people hearing about it and trying it, and good folks like y'all coming and making little videos and sharing.
I like that y'all. Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting used to saying y'all. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I really like about your salt is it's not shy. It's not subtle. It is a rugged and bold salt, happy to be exactly what it is. Well, that is a 100% natural salt, the way salt used to taste, and there is a huge difference between your product and the stuff that is ubiquitous, that is everywhere. I don't even want to get into the conversation about processed salts and what they go through, but your product is lovely and natural.
Oh, thank you. We just get excited about it. It's like our little baby. It's like, but it's taking us along for the ride at the same time.
Right.
Being into local foods, I was curious. So in 2009, that's how it all got started. I was looking for a locally made sea salt, and the closest product was in Maine.
You would think that with all that ocean and all that fantastic coastline, someone would have jumped on that before you did, and I'm glad they haven't, for you and for Outer Banks.
Well, me too. Thanks.
So Amy, the other thing I like about your salt is your presentations. You have some beautiful presentations, and I think you have a background in wedding planning as well, so that's obviously helped, and we'll have a look at some of the things you have here.
Good, thanks. Yep, I am a designer through and through, a chef, a graphic designer. I did all our labels and artwork ourselves. Of course, we love our oyster shell display.
Nice.
But we have a local potter who makes some beautiful cups for us, little salt cellars. This is Antoinette Mattingly. She's down in Hatteras.
Yeah, these are lovely. I like those.
You know, the leaves, and this is some vintage lace. And these are especially popular with brides. We do lots of wedding gifts and wedding baskets, and can package things up with little private labels for the brides, and they celebrate their salty love and things like that. So we love a theme.
Sure. And how many stores are you in now? I mean, you're predominantly local, but you're spreading your salty tentacles far and
we are, and the number seems to change all the time, and I'm not really I don't know, I'm not a person that really keeps track of that, but it seems like it's a couple dozen or so, and we're in 5 states I think now, and so we've had little pops when some media has hit, so we'll probably have a little pop after folks see your video.
So if we do a good job of it.
Excited.
I think your salt is in very safe hands with us. We are thrilled to be carrying it, and we want to take it to the people of the interior of North Carolina that don't know about your salt, so that really should. I know that we worked in a market in Charlotte where we're based with Jerry Greenman Farms, and now he is Carolina through and through. He's 80 years old and still working on his farms and still doing his produce stand. And when he first tried your salt, the look on his face was absolutely priceless. You could see it took him back through a whole myriad of memories.
That's what does it for me. That's it.
It does me too.
Right there.
It does me too. So Jerry, thanks mate. We appreciate that. Yeah, thanks Jerry. Amy, you have a greenhouse that came with your property, which is very convenient. So you hope to be producing, because let's be honest, I mean at the moment you're not solar evaporating. You don't have the facility to solar evaporate, but hopefully for your 5th anniversary this year, you're going to be able to do a special edition solar evaporate using your greenhouse. That'd be fantastic.
We have high humidity here,
and it is warm.
Yes, I can make no promises, but it's always fun to try. So we're just going to see, and this is our 5-year anniversary, so we look forward to releasing a tiny batch of solar salt around holiday time.
Well, hopefully we'll get some.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, good. And then maybe we talked about possible liquid salts and infused salts. So the future is looking very promising and very exciting.
Oh yes, the liquid salt really has me excited.
Right. And you say you don't have any kids, so this is your baby.
This is my baby.
And you need to nurture.
Yes.
Well, as I say, your salt is in very, very good hands with us.
Thanks, Keith.
Amy, thanks very much.
Appreciate you and Donna.
It's been a real pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, yeah.
Real pleasure.